Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of How I Made My First $1,000,000. It's getting exciting. Today is December 1st, 2020. Assets 132,000, up 25,000 from last month. That's all Bitcoin. So thank you, Bitcoin. Much appreciated. Liabilities pretty much the same, hovering at 71,000. Put a little bit on the credit cards. Net worth 60,000, almost 61. That's up 24, almost 25,000 from last month. So not a bad month. Not a bad month. Okay, so how am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I doing? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Not just because of the numbers. Okay, obviously the numbers are nice, but it really feels like a video game, to be honest. Like, it doesn't feel real. It's not like I have, 25,000 in my bank account, or I'm somehow spending it on material things or even experiences. There's really nothing different. So it feels very much like a video game. And it feels good because I think that's how it should feel, right? It should feel like play, you know? Okay, of course, at the end of the day, I got to put food on the table and keep a roof over my head, but I'm not worried about that. It's very easy to do, you know, I guess living in the United States, I would say. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I'm on the right path, which is very, very exciting. Um, yeah, so it feels really good. I'm really optimistic. Also, it feels like the worldview I've been developing really over my entire life, but especially since college, where I really started paying attention to what's happening in the world. It feels like that worldview is really taking shape, and I'm starting to perceive the world accurately. It's it's like I was raised with all these assumptions, and belief systems, put into my head by society, parents, adults, media, wherever it comes from, everywhere, friends. And I've gradually been unlearning them and realizing, wait a minute, that's not how the world works. It's actually something else. So, that's life, right? Everybody does that. That's life. That's what it is to to live and to grow. And it's a very exciting process. And I'm starting to feel more and more like my worldview is accurate. Like, I'm starting to get a grip on what really is going on. And I'm talking about a lot of different things. So individually, what does it mean to be happy? How can a person be happy? That type of thing. Or successful, all that kind of stuff. But also as a society, what's going on in this country, what's going on in the world, geopolitics, the monetary system, the education system, the healthcare system, what's going on? How does it actually work? Who's involved? And so on. So I'm starting to feel I've just said it a couple times, but I'm starting to feel like the worldview that I'm developing is really it's onto something, because at the beginning of this year, back in January, I predicted some things about the economy, coronavirus, and so forth, and they're happening. So they're happening. I also predicted things on Bitcoin. They're happening, and they're happening for the reasons I predicted. So it feels really good. It feels really good. So I guess I won't go into specifics here. But maybe you can deduce some things that I believe from consuming my other content, somewhat scholarly. I'll link to that in the description. So okay, so let's move on. So that's how I'm feeling. It's a little bit about what I'm thinking. I'm also thinking, yeah, time's moving really fast. Yeah, 30 or 31 days, whatever, goes by very quickly. So it's December, but we still don't know who won the election. So okay, at first it was Biden, and there's some dispute about whether those votes were accurate or not, or authentic or not. So almost certainly by January 1st we'll have more clarity. So very interesting. That's part of what I'm talking about when I say my worldview. We'll see more about that as it develops. Okay, so what else? What am I doing? Well, this past month I did 0 hours of consulting. I earned $0 from my labor. Nothing. Nothing. And it's both terrifying and liberating at the same time, right? I'm reminded of a quote or a saying in the game of baseball. You can't steal second base while keeping your foot on first. right? It's all about risk reward. So like if you want to advance, you gotta let go of your safety net, you know. And I think going back to what I just said about worldview, what does it mean to be happy and so forth, I think society puts in our head the idea that you have to have a job. Like you have to have a job to be safe, you have to have a job to be happy. And I'm rejecting that notion, and it's difficult but also incredibly rewarding. So anyway, so what do I do with my time? Well, I create content that's meaningful, meaningful to me at least, and meaningful to my customers, so to speak, those who share my values. And I learn a lot. I read a lot. I think a lot, and I sort of ask a lot of questions. And sometimes I arrive at answers, other times I don't. So, still working on my YouTube channel, somewhat scholarly, doing that one video a week. I'm thinking about resurrecting the podcast that I've let die 4 or 5 times already over the years. Can't decide. So maybe I'll bring that back in December. Maybe I'll do that in the new year. Not sure. What else am I doing? I finished chapter 1 of my book, sent that out to my customers yesterday or the day before, so I'm awaiting their feedback. I also did the outline for the book and sent it to them, awaiting their feedback. I'm guessing they're going to say that it's too dry, it's too like technical, too black and white, and that it needs to be like juicier, like more savory, like it needs to have like a hook. I'm guessing that's what they're going to say, and I almost hope they say that because it feels like that's what the book needs. And if that's the case, I'm going to pivot the whole direction of the book, and hopefully it becomes easier to write and faster to write and more effortless, and also resonates with my customers better. So it would be a win-win-win-win. So what else am I doing? Putting up a website, continuing my YouTube channel, not really consulting, really just trying to do things that are exponential. So, working a job or trading time for money is linear. Okay, maybe you can progress, you can get a 3% raise, 5% raise, 10% raise, but I want to do things that are exponential so that I can get 100% raise, right, or 1,000% raise, so I can double my earnings, but also double my personal growth, double my reach, in 6 months or a year, not in several decades. So focusing on things that are exponential, leaning into my fears, doing things I've never done before, and just trying to pay attention to what feels right, like with the signals from the universe, and moving in that direction. So, feels awesome. Is there anything else I have to say for 2020? I don't think so. So I'll see you guys in 2021.